So, hi, Ronan.
Hey, Kristen.
Okay.
I guess this is our first time kind of talking face to face. So usually Deutsch Gym is just audio only. So it's kind of a funny atmosphere, but I think it works. But yeah, I can tell you about how I started it and why I started it maybe. Yeah, so I'm from Galway in the west of Ireland, and for university I moved to Dublin, and
Mm-hmm.
then after that I moved to Germany to work in a startup,
Mm-hmm.
and I took some lessons there,
Yeah.
some German lessons there, but only for a month or two. Nothing too serious. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I moved away from Germany. So I moved to the US and then back to Ireland. And I always regretted not learning German properly. So then just in 2018, I moved back to Germany.
Yeah.
And I'm living with my girlfriend now because she's German.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I thought that I wanted to try and learn German properly and give it a proper go.
Yeah.
So I just kind of started speaking with my girlfriend a little more and doing Duolingo, and I tried, italki and tandems and a bunch of other things, private lessons. I started last year. I started taking intensive courses. So I
Mm-hmm.
did 4 months of intensive courses in Berlin, and I found them really, really helpful, and it helped me loads. But I found that I couldn't really speak it that much because the classes were a bit big. And then Berlin is so international that kind of Germans switch to English, or the international people will speak English, or
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly.
hard. Yeah, so you know what I mean. So it's kind of hard to speak German in Germany, I found.
Mm.
So I found that a bit frustrating, to be honest. So kind of in February, then I just had an idea to speak German online, and that I should be able to speak German online. And I didn't really want to go to the pub meetups or the bar meetups. And I started the first group on February 19th on a Tuesday, and I
Mm.
posted the link to a couple of Facebook groups. And then the first one I got one girl, and then it kind of went from there. So that's kind of my way of using the German that I'd already learned in lessons online, and then just like speaking about a theme, like an everyday theme, like going to a restaurant or globalization. So it's kind of I use it to solve my own problem.
I see. Wow. So why would you choose like a voice only program for Deutsch Gym?
It was like almost by accident. So a few years ago, I was part of this crypto group, and
Mm-hmm.
they use Discord, and they'd have mentors and different voice channels, text channels. So Discord was kind of in my head. So then when I wanted to start the first German group, I looked at Zoom and I looked at a few other things, but Discord just made the most sense to me. So that I just tried it out, and yeah, it seems to really work with just voice. So it's really relaxed. I think people are a bit less self-conscious. I think the atmosphere is a bit different to other meetups. It's very unusual at the start. So
Yeah.
at the start, everyone tries to turn on their camera because they think that's what you should do, or you have to do.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
think, yeah, yeah. But then I think everyone gets used to it, and I think it's just a bit more, it's kind of more relaxed and low key.
Yeah, I do think like without an image, it take away certain elements. So you can focus on the language and you can focus on the voice and how people speak German and like also like to be more conscious about their accent and try to learn the vocabulary that they use. So
Yeah.
I think this is like my takeaway from Deutsch Gym so far.
Mm.
And how do you come up with those topics? Because so far I have been joining a couple of sections, and they have themes like um, Father Day, weapons, Nobel
Mm.
Prize, and also superstitions. So I think these topics are very interesting to discuss. So how do you
Okay.
come up with all these?
Yeah. So we have a few different groups. So we have an A2, then the B1 and B2, and
Mhm.
then the C1 group. So for the A2 groups, we try to keep the themes mostly about everyday activities. So yeah,
Mm.
shopping, or maybe like dating, or what your favorite food is, or how does your home country compare to Germany, that kind of thing. And then
Mhm.
for the B and C, they're more abstract. So for the B group, for the B and A, I used to do all the themes, and I just kind of Google online, look for ideas. I bought some old or what some German learning books,
Mhm.
and just anything I get my hands on to try to get themes, and just got ideas from them and then wrote them out, and then I started getting help from other speakers,
Mm.
so that they do the themes, and then for the C group, the mentors there do the themes. But so we have a big list. So I try to not repeat the themes if I can. Now they'll probably start repeating, eventually, but I have a huge list of themes. So if you're a member of Deutsch Gym, you should never really get the same theme twice. The idea for the themes came from when I was in intensive courses. And at the start of every chapter, the first 3 questions in our book, there'd be discussion themes. And I always noticed in class that was a really enjoyable part of the class, because we just talk free flowing. It wouldn't be that structured, and the mentor or the teacher would just kind of encourage us kind of before we got into the grammar. So that's where I got the idea for the themes, and then I decided to make the whole hour about basically those first few questions.
Ah, okay, I understand. Yeah, I like the themes, and sometimes I also feel that they are a little more similar to the topics that I came across in German class as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, some of them definitely will be. Yeah. Yeah.
So
We
yeah.
try to keep it interesting as well. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you personally find this experience of founding Deutsch Gym?
Really different. Like I never really thought I'd do this, to be honest. I mean, my background is all working in startups and online marketing, and programming as well. And I never really thought about starting any sort of language business or project or anything like that. But yeah, really cool. Like really interesting. Like programming is maybe only like 10% of my time maybe now, and the rest is just on making the groups better. Dealing with membership. Trying to spread the word. Like try to make it as good as possible. And yeah, like really interesting. I was really nervous kind of back in February and March. Like I was really nervous because I was only B1, B2, and yet I was supposed to be helping these other people speak. Yeah. And then, so it was really, really odd for me. And even now, obviously the C group, they're way better than me. And a lot of people in the B group, they're still better than me. Yeah, no, it's just really enjoyable. Like it's very satisfying helping people learn, because I see people who move from the A2 group to the B group and from the B group to the C group. So it's really cool to see that, and just, cool to see people more confident in themselves. And yeah, I mean, it's also how I became more fluent. Like my German has improved a huge amount through February. So in a way, I'm like the perfect model for Deutsch Gym, because I led all the meetups kind of since February until I started getting mentors.
Yeah.
So that it helped me hugely, so that also gives me a lot more confidence, in the idea and in the concept, because I've literally done it myself,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool, really exciting. I definitely, have lots of plans for the future, but it's been, really, really weird and interesting year, and it's kept me busy during the period as well, during the Corona period. So I've always had something to do, and, had something to work on every day. So that's probably made it, easier for me.
Well, in the beginning, I was also very nervous, because I don't know like who I'm talking to, but when I realized like people are like at the similar level, and then they are also trying to learn, and we are learning from each other, and then I kind of look forward to Deutsch Gym,
Brilliant.
the time, and
yeah, good to hear.
Yeah. So what is your next step? Because right now I feel that the timetable is more suited to the European time zone. Would you have more time slot for people in Asia or in the US?
Yeah. That's definitely my plan. So I actually did try to get people. I tried to get people from Hong Kong and Hong Kong and China and Singapore and Bangkok and Japan as well. But I didn't change the time to suit them, so it didn't really work. So I was kind of aiming the morning meetups at them for like their kind of evening. But I don't think there were enough times, so it didn't really work. So yeah, if I was to do it again, I'd need to aim it properly at the different Asian time zones, for their evening kind of after work, like it is for Europe. But yeah, I'd love to. It's definitely in the plan. It's just depending on the next steps, I probably want to add a few more dates, or so a few more times for European time zones, and then I can go kind of more worldwide. But yeah, no, I definitely love to, because I think my original idea is just that basically anyone in the world should be able to log on and speak German from their couch. So that's kind of still the vision. So
yeah, I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
It's I hope the Deutsch Gym will expand, and because personally I think this is a very meaningful program and a community, and speaking to people around the world is for me very exciting, especially during this time. So
Yeah, yeah, it's cool actually, like meeting other people. Or you're, I've spoken to so many people from so many different countries, and everywhere from, yeah, Middle East, Asia, the US, kind of everywhere. So it's really interesting, the variety of people that you talk to. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for the interview today.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
All right, thanks. So
Great. Thanks, Kristen.
okay, cheers.
Bye bye. Cheers.